Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. I'm taking a little breather here. I've been doing cleaning most of the day, just some light cleaning detail work. I'm kind of particular when I have guests here. I like things to be nice, clean, and just right for them. So I'm pretty much done and I've got several hours before they arrive, so I thought now would be a good time to take a video. All right, I've come up with a 30-day program. And I was thinking, giving a lot of hard thought, how much is this program worth? What am I going to charge for this? My first thing I'm going to charge for. How much am I going to charge? And I was like thinking, okay, this is going to take you there. It'll be a money back guaranteed as long as you follow the rules. So I was thinking, I don't know, $199, $159, $99. So today is just going to be an outline of the program. Everything I'm talking about today is just a rough outline of the program, and you will get all the details to tell you what to do every minute, every hour of the day for 30 days. So just kind of like I say, the link to buy the program will be below. Now you know I'm BSing you there. me and the programs, huh? Now I'm just going to talk a little bit just about some helpful hints today, some tips and stuff. I was taking sun this morning, hadn't had any in about 4 or 5 days. And I got thinking back for some reason to my, early days, or like actually about the time I went from I had already started being a lot healthier to the point that I heard about raw vegan. So we're going to start right there. Now, when I'm talking about 30 days to transition to raw vegan, this is for the people that are already vegan. The more high carb you are, the better. And like I say, shoot for that for a goal if that's what you want to be. This is all just predicated on the fact that if you do want to be fully raw vegan, but just some little tips that I think it will get you there or get you very close to there. And then, like I say, a lot of it is up here in here. It's about just deciding to do it. But I'm going to give you a little based on the mistakes I made and what I did back in the day, I'm going to give you what I think you could do this in 30 days, especially if you're already vegan. I'll just say a little quick preface. If you're not already vegan, and if you're going vegan, go vegan, get vegan in about 6 months. Now somebody will tell you, and you'll see this in groups, and there'll always be somebody to pipe in and talk about how they went raw vegan overnight. Good for them. I admire that, and if they've done it and it worked for them and they sustained it, it's good. But statistics don't bear that out. I don't see too many people. That is the exception. Remember, you probably get tired of me beating things over and over, but I'm always talking about rules and exceptions. There's always exceptions, but there's generalities that we probably are best off going under anyway. I mean, in other words, I'm not saying follow the crowd, but there's odds and statistics for a reason. And I like the odds and statistics to usually be in my favor. So having said that, if you're working on going vegan, go vegan first. Get yourself solid as a vegan, get yourself as solid as a high carb vegan as possible, and then start thinking about going more and more raw. If you're not already vegan, if you're just making the transition to veganism, just incorporate, get as much fresh, whole, plant-based foods in your diet as possible. Eliminate that bad stuff as quickly as comfortably possible for you. Okay, so you're already vegan. You're already high carb vegan. When I came to this lifestyle, I've told this story before, I kind of did a transition without knowing I was transitioning. I had decided just to get healthier, so I spent a good 4 to 6 months just cleaning up my diet. So by the time I had heard the first word about raw veganism, I was at a point where I was probably eating meat. And down here, there's smaller portions on what we call casados. It's a plate, just typical little restaurants you go to. You get rice and beans, you get a little piece of meat, and you get some salad on the side. Well, it's not like in the States. So what I'm trying to get at is not huge portions of meat, but I was probably having meat about 3 times a week. Most of that was chicken. I was having eggs a couple of times a week because I was still, then I was into that whole protein, got to get the protein. And I was eating some cheese. I had not been drinking milk much I would buy milk sometime. I liked milk when I was eating something sweet, but wasn't doing much dairy. So that's where I was. The second I heard about raw vegan, animal products were gone. But like I say, I'd already sort of transitioned. So immediately animal products were gone. So I'm going to base a lot of this stuff on the fact if an old screw up could do it back at the time, that you should be able to. Okay, let's say you're high carb vegan. Where you want to start, Where I would recommend starting is just, okay, the first week, if you've never done raw, and it depends also if you've ever done raw before. I would say the first week is about working on cleaning up your diet and at least eating raw till dinner. During the day, and don't worry about eating too much, don't worry about overeating, don't worry about losing weight in this transition. Eat raw until dinner. Just do it. No matter how much just eat the fruit. If you're hungry, eat more fruit, Get greens in there and chia seeds. That's going to help keep your stomach full, and it's going to keep you going throughout the day. Don't let yourself get hungry. Keep yourself well hydrated. Get plenty of calories before dinner time even comes. Now, when dinner time comes that first week, you can do one, if you're already doing some raw days and you're comfortable with doing a raw day, try to do 1 or 2 raw days that first week. But being raw, even at dinner, is not the priority that first week. It's getting clean. So at dinner, you've been raw all day. You've had your fruit, you've had your greens, you've had some chia seeds or some sort of seeds. Have some hemp seeds, some flax seed in there. Give you a little bit more satiation, and you're getting your good omega-3 fats in there. At dinner, very, very clean. Eat whole plant-based foods. Eat your sweet potatoes, eat your quinoa, steam vegetables, do whatever, but keep it clean. Don't add the oils in there. Don't use a lot of fat when you're eating the starches still. Just keep it clean that first week. Now the second week, I would start saying, okay, now if you're really working on getting to that fully raw, or as close, high raw. When I say fully raw, I'm not all about that whole fully raw thing, like taking the pledge until I die, I will never eat cooked again, but getting to a very high version of raw. So the second week, maybe you up it a little bit. You have maybe 2 nights of the week, or 2 days of the week, you eat fully raw. And on the nights that you're eating raw, give yourself some allowance. If you want to eat a full avocado when you're doing that in this transition period, eat a full avocado, because as you're going raw in the evening, I want you to be satiated. So eat a monster salad, make some zoodles or some mock pasta, whatever, but eat a lot of food in the evening, get some good fat in with it, and get enough that's going to fill your stomach. If you need to, give yourself plenty of time. I don't like to eat a lot in the evening after dinner, and don't do it immediately so you get some bad food combining, but give yourself time. And if a couple of hours after dinner you start getting those, okay, I need something, blah, 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 have some fruit available. Maybe have a small bowl of ice cream. You probably don't want to get in a habit of eating a lot later in the evening, but like I say, we're transitioning over. But week number 2 is about eating cleaner. You eat the raw maybe 2 nights out of the week. And then on the other nights, maybe you drop the starches or the heavier stuff if you're eating that. And you eat, maybe you kind of mix. Have some mixed nights where you have a big salad, but maybe you just let's do that on week number 3. Week number 2, do steamed vegetables at night. Try to go with less of the starches and go more with just steamed vegetables like carrots, beets, cauliflower, broccoli, zucchini, Brussels sprouts. Just do yourself a lot of steamed vegetables in the evening. And like I say, if you still want to, maybe get those steamed vegetables and put them over a bed of quinoa. But try to move more toward the fruits and the vegetables. Week number 3. Now you really want to step it up a bit. You've been doing it for a while, and if you've been progressing, it's about moving little by little. It's kind of like doing math or learning a foreign language. If you don't get one, builds upon the other. So you got to get this taken care of before you move on. So if you haven't slowly moved along in week 1 and week 2, you won't be ready for week 3. By week 3, have at least 3 nights a week fully raw. Have another couple of nights that you have a big salad, like I'm talking about eating, and maybe only with some steamed vegetables, because now we're just talking about giving you that kind of psychological comfort of having something cooked in the evening. So have yourself now we're going to do a mix of the raw and the cooked instead of either or. So make yourself a big salad and just add some, some steamed vegetables on the side with that, or throw it on top. Salads or whatever you want to make them. You can throw things in, whatever, but try to go, like I say, try to go 3 nights raw, or try to go 3 days fully raw on that 3rd week, and have a couple or 3 nights that are have a couple of nights that are maybe just big salad and steamed vegetables, and then a couple of nights have what you need to have. If you need to have your sweet potatoes, your quinoa, your rice, your whatever, have it, and have it some steamed vegetables with it. Now week number 4, now you really want to crank it down and and you just want to keep the progress going. So on week 4, I would say shoot for eating 4 to 5 days raw vegan that week, but you're going to have to keep yourself satiated. It's even, you're only 4 weeks in. Well, depending on if you've tried this before, how much experience, maybe you've tried it and it just hasn't worked out. But on week 4, let me repeat again, you've got to eat plenty of food throughout the day. If you start getting too hungry, your mind's going to start playing on you, and you're going to you're going to eat whatever, and you're going to fall off. But if you will keep yourself full throughout the day, don't let yourself get hungry, don't let yourself get in those, you know what your times are, you know what your triggers are. Think of this as a time like when you're quitting drinking or quitting smoking. You might have to even change your habits up a little bit if you really want to lock this in, if it's something you want to do. So week number 4, eat fully raw for 4 or 5 days out of the week. On the other 2 or 3 nights, eat your big salad and eat just nothing but but steam light vegetables, like high water content, like the broccolis, or like carrots, beets. I've gone through that. And then, okay, well, 4 weeks is 28 days. But if you will progress, the whole thing is it's not necessarily the point not being is that you've got to follow exactly how I say do week 1, week 2, but you have to have a progression, and you have to move with that progression. If you're just trying to do, not too many people are going to just be able to do it just willy-nilly, just kind of saying, okay, well, I'm going to see what happens. And so many people out there don't have a plan. So, like I say, this is for people that want to go fully raw. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are healthy, vibrant, happy people that they don't ever strive to go fully raw. And that's not for me that's not my business. You eat how you want to eat, but just giving you a few tips there for going fully raw vegan. It's not as hard as people make out. And I talk to people, like I talk to Tanny sometimes, and I've talked to others behind the scenes, and it's just like, I talk with them and I'm like, I just really want to be able to convey this, because if you will set yourself up with a plan, and we're always going back to the plan, this is not that hard to do. I think even when people make their plans, they don't follow that plan. It's little by little, always moving forward. I don't like this. I've talked about that before too. I don't like 2 steps forward and steps back. I'd rather you just go slow, go like a turtle, the tortoise and the hare. Slow, steady wins the race. But get there. Be more concerned with getting there and locking in the lifestyle that you want to live, instead of worrying about, look, whatever. Most people, you've eaten, if you're anything like me, you ate crappy, or you didn't eat crappy necessarily, but you didn't eat the right way a good portion of your life. So, it's not, if you've done something for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, I don't think it's critical, unless you have some sort of a health issue that is critical. I don't think it's critical that you have to do something, immediately like that. Set yourself a plan that's going to get you there in the long run. So anyhow, just this one's long today, huh? Got a little rambling there. So I just hope it helps a little bit. Like I say, I'm not trying to do anything epic or come out with the greatest video, whatever. I just try to throw out some little stuff here and there and hope that somebody can grasp some little something out of it. Excuse me. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. Hope you'll subscribe to the channel, and I hope your week is going well. Love you guys. Peace.